Just about set for period number 1, game number 3 for Hawk 10U Purple. I'm Matt Geica. Thanks for joining me this morning / afternoon as we've got another game at the Bay County Puck O' the Irish annual tournament as your Hawks look for their first win of the weekend against the Gladwin Gladiators. Yesterday, the Gladiators beat Sheboygan, they lost to Sheboygan 8-4, and then they beat Battle Creek 15-0. So Gladwin showed some offensive firepower against Battle Creek, and both Gladwin and Sheboygan are tied at 1-1 in that second tier, if you will, of the teams in this 8-team division. Hawk Purple fell twice to Bay County. They got the toughest draw out of anyone in day one as they had to play both of the Bay County Blizzard teams. They lost both of those by 7-1 scores. Played better in the second game, as you might have seen here on the Olympic sheet, where we are again at the Bay County Civic Arena. So the Gladiators coming in with a smaller roster, just 8 skaters listed for them. And the Hawks hoping that perhaps their depth can take over as this game continues on, as we've got Matthias Adams out there along with Red Olson and also Asher Russell up front, and it's worked ahead by Beckett Russell over to Asher Russell, driving his way in for a chance. A shot hit the crossbar, and it ricochets away to the far wall. Early opportunity for Asher, looking for his first goal of the tournament. He had an assist yesterday as the Hawks scored first against Bay County 2. But by the end of the first period, the Blizzard had rebounded to score 3 in a row and take control of that game. Angled ahead, Wyrembelski to the outside, threw it toward the goal, off the outside of the net, as the ice is still wet around the nets. I noticed that as we've got a humid day in Bay City, driven toward the slot, deflected away to the near boards. Rhett Olson whacks it up the wall, and it gets by Rylan Strouch out high, and the Hawks come back in a 2-man rush. Asher Russell hanging on to it. He's got Olson going to the middle. Shooting did Russell, and it's off the pad of Oliver Nichols and into the near corner. 10-minute periods here in this tournament. So the action moves quickly, and speaking of that, on the counterattack, here come the Gladiators. Pulling up is Schubiel, and dispossessed by Beckett Russell. Tried to whack it away, did Russell. It's taken by Schubiel into the slot. Wyrembelski trying to shoot, and Freddie Curl got in the way of that, but he couldn't clear. Rylan Strouch out top. Into the slot. Loose puck for Fletcher. Couldn't pull the trigger. That puck is just sticking on the ice at the moment, as it's affecting play in a big way. Fletcher centering in the slot, a backhand by Jay Strouch, and that hit the outside of the goal. So Bronson Tronovich in net for the first time this weekend. The Hawks have mostly split the duties in goal this year. Long shot deflected. Oh, went into the net. Off of Beckett Russell's stick. The drive from the far boards by Camden Schubiel. And it's a 1-0 Gladwin lead on a bad bounce in front. Tough play. It's a good idea from Beckett to try to block that shot, but it just ricocheted off his stick and up into the net behind Tronovich. So Gladwin starts with a push just after the Hawks had a scoring chance on Asher Russell's shot that hit the iron. Back with it, Isaac Ruschi after the face-off at center ice. Ruschi cutting into the slot, and right to the net it goes. Nichols pins it down for Gladwin. Gladwin coached by Jacob Wyrembelski, and of course Hawk Purple headed up by Mike Dewey. And it looks like we've got Henry Dewey back out there today. We do. He's healthy and ready to go. Suffered an injury in the warm-up yesterday, and as a precaution, the Hawk coaching staff held him out, but Henry's back out there. Here's Luke Alice, the defenseman, firing ahead into that far corner. Dupuis, Ruschi, and Dewey, the forward line for Hawk Purple. Hayhow holds the blue line, banks it down the boards. There's Dewey trying to center it, and it was deflected off of Gladwin's stick. 2.5 minutes in to the first period. The Hawks need to win both today to have a chance to advance to tomorrow's semifinal round, which would be in the morning. Got to be in the top 4 out of 8 in this division. Wyrembelski to the middle, left it behind to Fletcher. Couldn't get the shot off. That was blocked by Hayhow. As the Hawks go on the counter, Luke Alice holding the puck out in front of him, as he always does, allowing himself to build some speed, but he's poke-checked in the high slot and deflected away for the charge down the boards by Jay Strouch. He lost the puck on a collision with Henry Dewey, and Finn Dupuis takes command. Dupuis skating to the near corner. Again, lost it on the wet ice. Still soaked over here on the near side boards. It's kind of crazy as Fletcher centers, trying to stuff it in front. Strouch, but turned away by the Hawk defense. To the blue line. A shot by Schutz, didn't get through. Alice jams it away from behind the net. A lot of room behind these nets, too, on this Olympic rink. Wrister from the boards by Schubiel. That's where he scored from earlier off a friendly deflection for him. Fletcher tried to chip it. That's taken away by Alice. He tried to drag it behind the goal. The puck's stuck there again. Just got to avoid that spot for now. It might be a problem in the entire first period as it looks now. Caius Wyrembelski looked to hold it on the attacking end for Gladwin. Instead, he coughed it up to Alice, who plays it away far side. Enough finesse on that to avoid the icing. Schubiel leading it ahead. The Hawks trying to complete the line change on this wide ice. Takes a while to get there, but Ruschi swoops in to save the day. Mulvey also out there. Fresh legs for Hawk, as Mulvey defends well against Jay Strouch, who turned it right through the Hawk defending zone. Boswick, first touch for him. Lost control, stumbled down there. Centered out in front, wide open Thorpe, and getting a piece, Tronovich on the shot. As the Hawks avoid going down 2. That was a good pass from the far side by Schubiel again. He's been a playmaker in this first period. He had 3 goals yesterday, did Schubiel, in the 2 games. As Gladwin put up 15 against Battle Creek. Lifted head, Bo Thorpe from the faceoff circle. A shot, good pad save by Tronovich, and he holds it under that right leg to get the whistle. 5:02 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Gladwin. Gladwin, small town, about 2,000 folks just up the road from here, less than an hour's drive. The Gladiators program goes across several age groups. Schutz at the blue line, cradles and fires, deflected. I think that was blocked by Beckett Russell in the slot. There were a couple of bodies in there. Mulvey, Curl, and Geica the forward line. Thrown to the front of the net, right by a couple of sticks, as Fletcher couldn't get the handle. Long drive, Beckett knocked it down. It was head high. Did a good job there. Beckett Russell up to the near wing, and Mulvey, with Gerbers in tow, carries it through and bounces it down the wall. 4.5 to go in the first period. Gerbers to the face-off circle, chipped it right back out to the blue line, but nobody there. Russell pokes it away from Declan Egan, though. Geica helps it down the wood, but right back over to Egan and the Gladiators in his own end. Ricochets a pass off a Gladiator's stick. Freddie Curl retrieves. So Curl back on the blue line. Had him out there as a forward earlier, but no, it's Gerbers centering Geica and Mulvey. Beckett Russell tried to slap that puck out of there, partially fanned, got it back, and now wristed it out to the point. Here we go. Gerbers takes it away from Schutz, and here he comes back. Gerbers a long-distance shot, save made. Stick save by Oliver Nichols. His toughest stop early on, as Gerbers had a lot of speed rolling down that right wing. Decided to pull the trigger on the shot. 3:40 left in the first. Curl patrolling the blue line, steps up, aiming to keep this puck alive. A Gladiator fell down. Gerbers takes over. Gerbers swerves into the middle. He's got Geica and Mulvey behind him. Gerbers look to get it through a couple of legs. It squirts loose far side. Still free. Poked toward the net. The netminder Nichols got over to knock it away with the big goal stick. Beckett Russell holds in and shoots. Save made. Mulvey right there. Oh, it popped right into the chest of the goaltender Nichols, and he hangs on. Solid shift. Puck bouncing around. Just wouldn't settle. Mulvey did well to get a shot off on that one, as it was pinballing around at the front. 3:12 to go in the first. Thanks for all the kind words to those who have been watching this weekend and a couple of weekends ago for our Adre League tournament out in Muskegon. Ended up broadcasting all 3 games there. We'll have all 4 preliminary round games for you today or this weekend. Schubel fires. That goes wide of Tronovich. Not quite a round robin, as we've got 8 teams all in one division. And luck of the draw as far as who you play. Like I said, Hawk Purple got a tough draw on day 1. 2 Bay County Blizzard teams might be the 2 best teams in this event. Although we did see Hawk Black pick up a tie, a come-from-behind tie, just a few moments ago against the Blizzard 1 as Asher Russell wipes out one of the Gladiators. That'll be a penalty against Hawk. Knocked down Egan, it appeared. And Hayhow touches. That halts play with 2:24 to go in the first. And with the periods being 10 minutes, the penalties are 1 minute. So the Hawks short for 60 seconds coming up. The Hawks were shorthanded 5 times in yesterday's game against Bay County Blizzard 2. Although I don't believe the Blizzard scored on any of those power plays. Just kept the Hawks from getting on the comeback trail. Strouch couldn't hold for Gladwin. Ruschi flushed it out. Grant Duba got a stick on that dump in. Deflects it away from his goal. Duba first on it back there. Egan forcing him to the near corner. I think the ice is finally playable in this near corner. With nearly 2 minutes to go, wrist shot deflected. Jay Strouch stepped off the wall and it was tipped off either Bostwick or perhaps Duba in front. Dewey clears to center for Hawk Purple. 27 seconds to go on the power play for Gladwin. Ahead 1-0. Scoobiel pulled it out of his skates. Camden Scoobiel down the boards. Slicing inside, took the shot. Pad save, Dronovich. He angles that rebound away very well. On top of that, Bostwick down trying to defend against Jay Strouch. Loose puck still free. Jay Strouch a backhand. Scoots wide. He's on his own rebound as Jay Strouch. Banged it back to the blue line. Kept there by Wyram Belsky. His shot didn't get through, but here's Strouch again. Bumped by Henry Dewey, who takes it strongly. Fed it to Ruschi. He's got Asher Russell out of the box, trying to feed it ahead. Pretty good defensive play by Scoobiel to slow that down as Russell couldn't drag it as he rejoined play. 1:06 to go in the first. We're back to 5-on-5 on this wide Olympic ice as Dewey closed down the space against Jay Strouch. Couldn't get it out past Wyram Belsky, but Russell drags it into neutral ice. Asher Russell barreling in, absorbing a body blow there at the face-off circle. Has the puck back, tried to chip it in front. He had Dupuis, but just couldn't control it long enough to get that pass off. Bostwick at center, had it bounce over his stick. Escaping behind, Scoobiel. Duba rallying back to get there. A shot goes off the outside of the net from that far side. Scoobiel likes to fire it. You can tell early on. Dewey couldn't carry it out. Mulvey does clear for Hawk Purple. Down the boards it goes. Shouldn't be far enough for icing. It'll be played by Wyram Belsky. Caius Wyram Belsky scoots the backhand. Bostwick held it in. Ran into the boards. Slow to get up. But he does get to his feet as the Gladiators break back. They've got 7 seconds left. Duba trying to catch up. Cutting in, Wyram Belsky right to the goal. Backhand goes right through the crease as time expires in the first. Action end to end. Pretty evenly played, but the Gladiators have the only goal through 10 minutes of game number 3 for both these teams at the Puck of the Irish here in Bay City. Back for the second period in just a moment. Stay with me. One nothing Gladwin after one period. Tough luck bounce for the Hawks led to the Gladwin goal. Driving ahead, Jay Strouch shoots. Save, Tronovich. It's loose, and he pounces on it. Great stop. Just 9 seconds into the second period. Could argue that's the best opportunity for Gladwin in this game. For Jay Strouch, who scored 5 goals yesterday, he's got 9 points to lead this team through 2 games. Hawk Purple scored twice yesterday. Beckett Russell in game 1. Hold that thought. Asher Russell, no, that's Beckett, excuse me. Skates it right through the top of the blue paint to take it out of danger. And then in game 2 was Red Olson depositing the rebound of an Asher Russell shot. That was very early on in game 2. Hawks had a lead briefly in that one. Schutz at the blue line, nearly lost it. Mulvey pressuring. Dump behind the Hawk goal. Freddie Curl, up the middle it goes. Gerbers stumbled down. The puck's under him still. Up for grabs. Mulvey, Gerbers has it. And here come the Hawks on the charge back. 2-man rush. Gerbers has Geika with them, but Gerbers converged upon by 3 Gladiators. Good hold by Curl. Played it right to the front of the net and scooped up in flight by Caius Wyrembelski. Number 25 in white and red. Wyrembelski, a cut-in move and a shot and a save off the blocker of Tronovich. That was an accurate shot from Wyrembelski. Gerbers and Mulvey team up. They'll be able to get that puck out. Mulvey sends it north into the clutches of Schutz. Good pass up ahead to the near wing and turned by Daniel Fletcher down the boards. Geika got in the way of that, deflecting it, breaking up the attempted zone entry, and Beckett Russell takes care of the rest. Russell activating and leading the rush from the back line. Lost it to Jay Strouch. Strouch wiped out, but did clear. And Strouch is still down. Yep, I was waiting for the whistle there, as he's having a hard time getting back up to his feet initially. Now he does, though. Looks like he'll be able to stride his way over to the Gladiators bench. Congrats to Hawk Black for coming from behind to tie against Bay County Blizzard. That should lock up a spot in the semifinals for at least one of the Hawk Squirt teams at this tournament. Puck dropped and Asher Russell comes out of the pack with it. Russell does a button hook, skates down the left wing. Russell looking, threw it to the front of the net, deflected by Olson just wide. Nichols might have gotten a piece, the netminder. Near side wall, there's Matthias Adams skating out today after playing goalie twice yesterday. Tried to center it, was picked off. Scubio looked to split the D, couldn't do it. Meanders to the outside, shot it wide of the net. A little more than 2 minutes into the second period, still 1-0 Gladwin. We figured it'd be a close game. It has been a close game. Alice, good pass ahead as it's both Russell and Olson in tandem. Down the left wing side, Russell looking for a clear lane. Shot it off the shoulder of Nichols, and it hops to the far boards. Gavin Schutz up to the blue line, no further. Alice wristing, deflected off the body of the goalie after Ryland Strouch went down to try to keep that away. Centering pass from Adams once and twice from Russell on the second try. He got it off the goalie again. Bounces behind. Adams centers. Right there's Russell. He buries it on the backhand. Great pass out in front by Adams. And patience for days for Asher Russell. And it's 1-1. The Hawks knotted up. 7:04 to go in the second. Russell got that on his stick, and it looked like he'd done it before. Very calm. Turned it to the backhand side and stashed it into the net. The goalie Nichols didn't have much of a chance. And cue the free bird at Bay County Civic Arena. Tie score. Jay Strouch couldn't maneuver in. Scubio got a strong stick to knock it away from Duba, but it's right over to Henry Dewey. He charges in, shooting, save Nichols, it's behind him, and where's the puck still loose? Side of the net, Dupuis in some traffic. Far circle, Scubio dragging it. Handing off to Schutz, and Gavin Schutz clears for the Gladiators. Jay Strouch down the wall, intercepted by Duba. Good pass up ahead to Dupuis. Drifted away from him, though, on the stick check from Ryland Strouch. Henry Dewey once more, powering it down the boards a couple of times. Over to Fletcher for Gladwin, though. Jay Strouch catches up to it, a backhand off the skates of Duba, who closed quickly to take away his space. Dewey emerging from behind the Hawk net. 6 minutes to go in the second period. Swooping in is Bostwick as well. Puck bogged down on the near side for a bit. Players exchange possession. In the middle, Bostwick knocked his man down. That'll be a penalty. Jay Strouch, second time he's hit the deck hard in this second period. First time he ran into the wall himself, this time with some help. And Bostwick protesting the call, but he's off to the penalty box for 1 minute with 5:42 remaining in the second. Second power play for Gladwin. And the Gladiators win the faceoff. Wyrembelski played it into the faceoff circle. It's forced away to the near boards. Into the middle, Beckett Russell deflecting it right over to Nolan Mulvey. And Mulvey takes the avenue and clears all the way down. Well, almost all the way down. Not far enough for icing. Perfect weight on that clearance. And intercepted at center on the attempted breakout by Beckett Russell. Stick handling in a phone booth waiting for a teammate to join. Here's Gerbers, actually waiting for teammates to get on side initially, and held in at the blue line. Shorthanded chance for Beckett. Shoots, glove save, diving save by Oliver Nichols. That was athletic, and he hangs on with 21 seconds left on the power play. Power play for Gladwin, I should say, but the Hawks get a good opportunity out of the situation. Gerbers poked it to the middle, and it zipped right by both Mulvey and Bo Thorpe. Near wing, Wyrembelski punches it through to center. 10 seconds to go before Bostwick comes out of the penalty box. And a whistle on an offside entry for Gladwin. Scoobiel got the early goal for Gladwin. And Asher Russell is first of the tournament for Hawk Purple. Tied it up just a few moments ago. There's his twin brother Beckett back for it. Has a look up the boards. Tied up by Jay Strouch. Strouch, a backhand pass toward the front. Curl cleared. And Beckett dispatches it with authority. Out the near side. Power play is over for Gladwin. The Gladiators are 0 for 2 on the advantage. Bostwick out of the box. Gerbers lost control. Strouch handed it to Wyrembelski. Caius Wyrembelski, the step up. Three-man rush for Gladwin. Down the wall, he's got a chance, shoots, glove save by Bronson Tronovich. And he covers up. Great stop. One luxury for the Hawks this year, they've had two solid goaltenders all season long, Tronovich and Adams. And both of those goalies can play well when they skate out. Not often you see that. Ryland Strouch shooting toward the front. Intercepted there by Luke Ellis. Luke charges ahead, getting his feet moving. Down the wall it goes. Ellis keeps it. Area pass, looking for Olsen. No, it's offside. Didn't quite hear the whistle over a couple of cowbells in front of us. 3:59 left in the second period, and we have a neutral zone draw upcoming. To be taken by Olsen. Looks like that's our son Henrik down in front of the glass, getting a closer look at the action. Hey, buddy. Scoobiel lifts it ahead to Jay Strouch for Gladwin. Strouch the cut in and the shot. Pad save, Tronovich. No rebound. Nearing the noon hour on the first Saturday of March. It's a rainy, warm day here in Bay City. And like I said, that humidity appears to have affected the ice surface early in some of these games I've seen this morning. There's been a lot of wet spots out there. We've gotten past that stage at least now. Jay Strouch passing into the slot. Scoobiel couldn't handle it. Right back to Jay Strouch. Backhand. Sharp angle, but a pad save by Tronovich once again. Olsen unable to poke it out to center. Still loose in the Hawk zone. Adams trying to clear. Couldn't do it. Toss to the front. Off the stick of Tronovich, the netminder. To the far corner, Fletcher. couldn't make the play as the Hawks converged on him right to the front. Alice is there and in good position. He makes a lead pass on the breakout to Asher Russell, who has the only Hawk goal in this game. Russell stick handling right down the alley, but 3 Gladiators got in on him and forced the turnover. Rylan Strouch, or excuse me, this is Gavin Schutz. Schutz to the right wing, a shot, and he scored. It went in off the pad of Tronovich, I believe. It's 2-1. Gladwin back on top with 2:48 left in the second. So the Gladiators strike on the counter. Another goal that bounces in off a Hawk, this time off the netminder. He got a piece of it, but not enough to keep it from trickling over the goal line. Here's the draw. And again, Jay Strouch pushing the pace for the Gladiators. To the front of the net, Duba. Didn't get much on that, but Dewey's there to help out. So's Rushi. Scoobiel, a backhand right toward the front, swatted on net, and I think Tronovich got a piece of that too on the opportunity for Strouch, who's buzzing all around the offensive zone. Shuts a backhand pass to the middle and goes off a couple of sticks. It's rolling. Dewey tries to settle it. Couldn't do it. Shot against the grain. Stick saved by Tronovich on Jay Strouch. It was a weird bounce that Tronovich had to track as it came right to the forehand of Jay Strouch, and he let go a pretty good shot. It was along the ice, though, and Tronovich dived over to block it. Boswick forces the dump in as Strouch goes in after it. Duba tries to tie him up. They cancel in the corner. That allows Henry Dewey to take possession. Soft pass ahead, right back over to Dewey. As Gladwin doing a good job in this period bottling up the Hawks' attack. They're having a hard time getting out of their end. Duba lost it to Strouch, backhand pass. That deflects all the way out to Rylan Strouch at the blue line. She shoots, that's blocked out high. Maybe a chance for the Hawks on the counter. Dupuis taking the give from Rushi. Calling for the puck is Rushi. He was open down the slot, but it drifts over to Dewey, who dumps near corner. Remember, it's a wider ice here, so if you use the perimeter of the rink, you can get some more time and space to make plays. They're right on this near wall. Boswick couldn't get it by Jay Strouch. Puck stays in, though, momentarily. Dewey and Rucci collide with Strouch, and again, Strouch goes down. And it's up ahead for Fletcher. Tried to shoot, goes wide of the net on the pressure from Duba. Strouch is back up. 50 seconds left in the frame. The Gladiators working the near wall. Excuse me. As Rushi lost control. Egan, backhand, right to the front. Look out. Tronovich covers up on the initial save. The puck jumped up in the air, and he scooped it with the glove. 34 seconds left in the period. 1 goal in each period for Gladwin. Just the one in this period for Hawk. Asher Russell. Gerbers played it right to the point. Wyrembelski held, shot it, went wide on the deflection. Save made by Tronovich. Backhanded in front by Egan, broken up by Gerbers. Played right back in on Tronovich. He had to make a save there too. So the Gladiators have turned up the intensity noticeably in the latter half of this second period, including the go-ahead goal. It's on the Hawks to answer. They've got 22 seconds to get out of this frame, though. Again, Tronovich has to make a save on some friendly fire, whiffing Scoobiel. Beckett tries to carry it out. It drifted away. Rylan Strouch held it in. 13 seconds left in the period. Scoobiel a shot, and Tronovich has it covered. Took it off the chest and then dropped down to get the whistle. 8 seconds remaining in the period. Puck is dropped, floats into the slot. Mulvey out to the near side. Not out, but only 2 seconds left. Scoobiel shot it, blocked by Beckett Russell. Time runs out in the second. Gladiators ahead by 1. Must win for Hawk Purple if they want to try to advance to tomorrow's semifinals. They've got to get 2 goals at least in this third period. A tie will likely not be good enough. So one final break here from the Olympic rink at the Bay County Civic Arena. Stay with us. Final period coming up. No overtime in these games, by the way. If it's a tie, it's a tie. Each side gets 1 point. That ricochets off the stick of Geica, right back to Beckett Russell. Nearly shot it into his own bench. Did shoot it into his own bench. Thought it hit the boards, but he nearly hit his dad, Dan, the assistant coach. He fielded that well. Coaches Russell and Rushi on the bench assisting Coach Mike Dewey. Gerbers powered ahead. Got the puck into the zone. That's step one. Wyrembelski, though, clears for Gladwin all the way to the far side. The chase is on, and it takes a while on this surface. Bothorpe stripped of the puck by Beckett. Beckett Russell couldn't quite get out of the zone, but got some help from Gerbers. He's got the puck right back. Geica trying to help out there. He tapped the puck along, away from Ryland Strouch. Still free, far boards. Russell steps up, but getting by him, Wyrembelski closing for a shot, score! Wyrembelski makes it 3-1. That's the first clean goal that's gone in for Gladwin in this game. But they're third overall, and now the Hawks need a major rally because, like I said, they got to get 2 points out of this game, not just one. With 9:10 to go in the third, they're down by 2 for the first time today. So here they go again. Still plenty of time, but they've got to get one quickly, you would imagine. They need 3 in this final period now. Luke Alice to the puck. Near boards on his backhand side. Tricky keep, but he got it. Now to the forehand. Shooting, bouncing just wide of the net. Good idea. Had Olsen there in case of a rebound, but the puck just missed going inside the right post. Olsen got drilled. That'll be a penalty against Gladwin. So the Hawks get an advantage with 8:39 left in regulation. Olsen draws the call against the recent goal scorer, Caius Wyrembelski. First power play of the game. I was going to say of the morning. We're now in the afternoon, just past noon. The Hawks' fourth and final game of the weekend of the round robin portion will be 5:15. Don't want to say final game yet, but like I said, they need a W here. Alice the keep in, but only briefly. Cleared just outside the blue line by the Gladiators. Beckett Russell finessed it ahead, but popped down the boards. Will it go far enough for icing? It will not. Alice made the play after the clear by Gavin Schutz. All the way over to Olsen on the rim around. And Olsen sends it forward. Gerbers couldn't win the race against Ryland Strouch, but here's Asher Russell. Olsen overskated there. Beckett Russell couldn't get there as well, and Gerbers has to get back for it, but he couldn't win possession. It skitters behind Tronovich and rolls off the kick plate. We're down to the final 10 seconds on this power play for the Hawks as Strouch centers, nobody there, as all 3 of his teammates had backed off with the team shorthanded. It is cleared by Gerbers, but handled by Ryland Strouch at center, and the Hawks are back to even strength with the Gladiators as emerging from the box is Wyrembelski. It's back to 5-on-5, 7:20 remaining in the third. The Gladiator went down on the corner. Play continues. Tossed right to the front of the net and just past the reach of Olsen. Beckett Russell kept it, bounced it off a stick, and free out to center again. Russell diving to try to knock it away from Jay Strouch. And Alice got to the puck, but penalty's been called at center, and it goes against Beckett Russell for tripping. So Gladwin to the power play, up by 2. 7:05 remaining. Tough spot now for the Hawks, but they've had good success controlling play shorthanded in this game. The faceoff win, flagged down by Gavin Schutz, way out by the blue line. His shot from 60 feet didn't get through. Hayhow took the deflected puck, handed to Isaac Rushi up the near boards. He got it out to the red line on the carry. Duba takes the puck for the Hawks on the re-entry. Strouch passing it across. Wide open man there. Here's a chance score. Declan Egan, power play goal for Gladwin as the front of the net was left unattended, and Egan rifled the shot into the top right corner. Not much Tronovich could do on that. And it's a power play goal for the Gladiators. And Gladwin in control. They're trying to be a team that gets through to tomorrow's semifinals. If they can get to 2 wins on the weekend, they'd have a good chance at it. They got 1 yesterday against Battle Creek. This one much more competitive, but they all count for the same number of points. Ruschi reaching back. It looks like 4 points might be that magic number. Ruschi couldn't clear as he stumbled down. The follow-through caught Fletcher, but everyone appears to be okay. Can't get called for a high stick on a follow-through, even if you do fan on the shot. Alice carrying it around Strouch to the outside. Cross-corner dump. A couple of Hawks over there, including Ruschi. He's on it. Pass to the front, deflected, and just whiffing on that one was Dewey. It was poked away from his wheelhouse at the last second by one of the Gladiators in front. Free again, high in the zone this time. Ruschi shooting, save made by Nichols, and it's under his pad. Somehow, Ruschi can't believe that he covered that one up with 5:48 left in a 4-1 game. The Gerbers line gets the task of trying to get a second goal and making this one interesting down the stretch. Gerbers, Geika, and Mulvey to the middle, and it was tied up for a second there, but Geika couldn't get the shot off against the defending Schutz. Bursting ahead, Scubio. He scored the first goal today. Weakened shot. Tronovich uses the goal stick to poke it over to Gerbers. Gerbers, good pass far wing. Geika on the puck. Stepping up, Strouch took it away to the faceoff circle. A shot off the glove from Jay Strouch. Off the glove of Tronovich, I should say. Gerbers relays. Mulvey looking, clears to center. Scubio to that puck. And Curl getting back on defense. The off forward playing D in this game. He's played both positions pretty extensively this year, actually. Curl, a nice defensive play at the net front. And out with it he comes. Curl against Gavin Schutz. Schutz defended that well, but Mulvey followed on to work that puck in deep. Under 5 to go in the third period. Cleared to the far wall on the rim around, and out it goes beyond the reach of Russell. Down for a breakaway chance. Strouch, no, stepping back. Curl to get in the way. Strouch pulls up, shoots, save made. Tronovich, and no rebound. Yeah, I spoke too soon as Freddie hustled back to get in the way and forced Strouch to make a move, and by that time he lost all his forward momentum. Couldn't get much on that shot. 4:35 to go. Line change for the Hawks. Olsen, Russell, and Adams, the forward unit out there. Strouch tapped it back to the blue line. Wristed in by Rylan Strouch. There's Rylan and Jace. A couple of Strouches on the squad for Gladwin. Russell popped it to center ice, but dumped right back across the zone. That's offside against the Gladiators. 4:14 to play. Final game for the Hawks will be at 5:15 against Sheboygan. Sheboygan Chiefs, I believe it is. The black team for that program from up north. Got a team from the UP in this event as well, not in this age bracket, but the Tequamanon Area Youth Hockey Association as well. Joining us, long trip. Certainly, everything's a long trip for them. As Declan Egan just got the 4th goal for the Gladiators. Backhanded a centering pass. Duba scoops it up on the move. Olsen kicked it ahead neatly. Good play. Olsen over to Adams. Holds it up and turns on the Jets around Rylan Strouch to the outside. Adams stripped, though, just over the blue line. Wyrembelski has full possession for Gladwin. Strong skater, Caius Wyrembelski. 1 goal in this game. Looks for a second. Fires. Glove save. Tronovich, and he just kept it in front of the goal line. as his head bumped up against the crossbar. That was the saving grace there, and he threw on the brakes just before the glove would have ended up getting forced back into the net. Olsen against Jay Strouch. Strouch won the draw. No, we're going to face that off again. False drop of the puck as the Hawks did not get their line change executed. So Duba's off the ice. Hayhow and Beckett Russell are the defenders. 3:26 left in a 4-1 Gladiators lead. Russell's backhand clangs off the stick of Jay Strouch. Strouch, good pass back to the blue line. A wrister by Wyrembelski, deflection score. Wyrembelski celebrates, might be his goal. If so, it's his second goal of the day, 6th of the tournament, and it's 5-1 Gladwin with 3:15 remaining. That hit something in front without the benefit of a replay. Couldn't tell you exactly what it was. Might have been a Hawk defender, in fact. If that's the case, that's the second Gladwin goal to go in off a Hawk. Beckett Russell picks his way to the face-off circle, though. Skips the backhand that's intercepted below the goal line. Dupuis reaching in and taken away by the Gladiators again. Wyrembelski, who else leads the rush? Pulled down from behind by Dewey. Penalty coming up. Hayhow took the puck away strongly from Bo Thorpe, but that'll lead to another whistle and another shorthanded situation for the Hawks. Wyrembelski, when he gets the legs moving, hard to track him. Excellent skater. Carries the puck with his head up. So just 8 skaters for Gladwin, but they've done well to maintain energy. In fact, they've pulled away in this game, despite having the disadvantage. We talk about just raw manpower there on the bench. Long point shot handled by Tronovich, and he covers up. Again, Wyrembelski shooting it. 10 seconds into the Gladwin power play. The Gladiators' 4th of the day. They're 1 for 3. And the man who scored that first power play goal, Declan Eaglin, takes the face-off as it skitters right to the front of the net. And Tronovich, again, absorbs it. D-change for Hawk, at least one of them. Curl comes off. Alice comes on, joining Duba. Dupuis and Rusci trying to kill the penalty. Rusci reaches in, but it deflects right back to the point for Wyrembelski. And then Schutz took the shot. That missed. Whacked away from the slot by Finn Dupuis. Still skating hard. Dupuis looks for an opportunity to make the pass and put it right through the skates of Thorpe and onto the twig of Rusci. Rusci with 25 seconds to go on the power play. Rusci got bumped off the biscuit. Hawks coaching staff wanted a penalty, but they don't get it in this case. Alice hustling over. Alice against Wyrembelski. Wyrembelski, though, on second effort, poked it ahead to Declan Egan. Down the far side, passing it near circle. Scoobiel dusts it off, fires off the crossbar. Stays out. Still a 5-1 score. Power play is over. Out of the box comes Henry Dewey. Just good to see Henry healthy again today, ready to go. Alice down the boards, long distance shot from 40 feet out, and that's covered up by Oliver Nichols. 1:39 remaining. So it looks like the Hawks will drop to 0-3 in the tournament. They will not be playing in the semifinals tomorrow. But they will have one more game as a group. It'll be their final game of the 2025-26 season, 5:15 against Sheboygan. Sheboygan playing right now against Bay County. Back across, Scoobiel, another shot from point blank, save, rebound, score. Popped in by Jay Strouch. Hawks couldn't rally back in time, and it is 6-1. Now that it's a 5-goal margin, it is a running clock for the final minute and change. Skerbers angles it into the offensive zone. Briefly, though, Scoobiel emerges with the puck, turned it over to Mulvey. All via the one touch off to Beckett Russell. Beckett turning it on, protecting the puck. Lost it. Gerbers reaching. Still free high in the zone and ushered to safety. Down the boards by Jay Strouch. He's coming in on a breakaway and he scores. So the Hawk defenders got caught up ice, and once Strouch got by the neutral zone, it was all over. 7-1, 25 seconds left. So amazingly, it might be the same final score as the first two games. 17 seconds to go, and with the clock running, that's probably going to do it. 9 seconds left. By the way, Sheboygan fell 5-0 to Bay County Blizzard 2, so Sheboygan's 1-2. They're likely out of it. And time runs out as Strouch goes down, and he threw his stick. I don't even know what happened there. But Jay Strouch is clutching his stomach. I'm not sure what's going on there. I didn't see the collision. Sorry about that, folks. I was looking down at my sheet and looked up, and we had a player for Gladwin on the ice. So handshakes at center. Final score: Gladiators 7 and Hawks 1. Hawks 0-3. They'll play at 5:15. Like I said, against Sheboygan, who are 1-2, and Gladwin 2-1, in good shape to advance to tomorrow. Pretty impressive performance from the Gladiators. They scored 5 in the third period. A couple of those from Jay Strouch. Wyrembelski had a pair. Schutz, Schubiel, and Egan, goal getters for Gladwin. Asher Russell had the only goal for Hawk. And it was a 1-1 game early in the second, but the final 6 goals scored by the Gladiators. Thanks for watching. I'll have one more broadcast this weekend, one more broadcast for the season this evening. Keep an eye out for that link. It'll be on the same channel here, right here on Matt Geica Media. Thanks to my wife, Jillian, for running the camera once again. She'll be called into duty one more time. Hi, everybody, this evening. So that'll do it. You can see the true glamour of this position. I'll talk to you later today.